The whole viruses do not have a nucleus. It is not a living organism. You cannot catch a virus. It's that simple. And each and every single... We are told if you got a virus, go home and take a Leinster or get into the bed, get chicken soup. Now all of a sudden, they couldn't find a cancer cure. Well, wait till I tell you what the cure for cancer is. Starve the body. There's a free cure for cancer. Starve the body, eat high alkaline foods. We have homeopaths like Louise McKenna out there. She is the best in her field. I have seen that girl rise from autism to cancers to curing everything, all by using natural resources. That's what we have to do. Now they're talking about bringing in this Mental Health Act. So deregister from your doctors. What do you want? A practitioner, someone practicing. Anne McCluskey tell you, she stood beside me right now. She is a GP of 40 years and she will tell you under oath that she has never studied a vaccine in 40 years of being a GP. I am telling you right now, contained in those documents, is a 4.5-year independent peer-reviewed study on all 17 vaccines in this country. All 67 chemicals and adjuvants. And everything that they've been doing to our children has been done by design. They have done this to us deliberately. So get rid of their systems completely. Anyone talking about elections or citizens, will you stop, please? A city is municipal, then is servant. A municipal servant is employee of the government. These are municipal servants because they're employees of the government. We are not.
Why do you not have a mask on?
We are not. You don't even need to be having a license or anything to drive in your car. But these are not told law. You only need a license when you're operating a vehicle under commerce. When you are using your vehicle to ship cargo from one place to another. When you are free and living, you are travelling in your private property. These guys are not showing this. It's not their fault. They don't understand the law. They don't understand that we're in maritime jurisdiction, which is law of the high seas. And that's how the whole legalese system operates. But contained here behind me, we have 161 copies of a claim of fact against every single one of these CDs in here now today. We will see what rats abandon ship and what rats stay till the bitter end. Because some of these people in here are so badly compromised they have no other option only to stay put. Because their secrets of what they've been doing is far worse than death itself. So they're badly compromised. In Exhibit 1, Exhibit 2 is the contract trespass and fee schedule, which is a one-page document I'll read out. Exhibit 2 is the Quincy Bell versus Tavistock judgment, an 8-page double-sided document on Quincy Bell versus Tavistock, which is in Gaelic competency and informed Gaelic competency. That a child under the age of 16 doesn't have Gaelic competency and is not able to make up their minds on this. And any parent out there giving this to their child under 16 without doing the research, shame on you. I don't care. I don't care if there was somebody out there who was saying the sky is pink, and if they were out there with a microphone blasting that out of there and believed it with such conviction, I would go out and check to see if that sky was pink before I would go and do this to my children. But one thing I will tell you all here, absolutely congratulations, because there's not a person living on the planet that doesn't believe that there's a group of conspiracy theorists out here. So your job is done. They already know that we exist. The only conspiracy exists in here is them people conspiring with pharmaceutical companies and big tech corporations to bring in this system that is one world system. But we are not going their direction. They can follow themselves off the cliff all day long. We are not going there. You do not need to be protesting out here. If you were free, you wouldn't be protesting. I am not protesting here. I'm coming in to give in my legal paperwork. You people get off the streets this winter. You don't want to be a part of what's going to come down the road. You let the vaccinated now worry about it, because they're going to be the ones coming firm when they realise what they've been lied to. You people deserve now. Go home and put your feet up and sit back and be proud of the work that we have achieved here.
Well done. Well done.
Go have a good Christmas. These people cannot give us our rights. They're claimed from our Creator, and they certainly cannot take them away. The only way that they're taking away anything is with these legal fiction titles that they will have you believe is you. This unlawful conversion happened to you, which you had no knowledge of. Claire Byrne did an interview with a barrister only 2 weeks ago, which I'll refresh to my channel again just for your eyes tonight, where the case was where a boy had won 66,000 in a claim for falling at a party off a wall at a friend's birthday party. Claire Byrne had said, can you not get him to sign on this non-disclosure agreement? The barrister's answer was no, because a child under the age of 7 does not have the age of reason. Now, how did you contract to a birth certificate when you were under 7? How did you do that? You were not at the age of reason. A fraud is a fraud at the point of exposure from the fraud, so everything since that day has been a fraud. These Babylonian prostitutes that people like to run to, that we call solicitors and lawyers, I don't mind using the word because it comes from the Bible. They're Babylonian prostitutes and they're there to protect the system. I guarantee you for certain, if you go inside their jurisdiction using one of their solicitors to solicitate you, you're guaranteed a sentence. Absolutely guaranteed a sentence. Why do they need someone to represent? Are you not there to present yourself? It's all word magic, word play, and it's how they've brought us in under this system, under paperwork. But you know what? The Babylonian prostitutes needn't think that we're going to swallow their bull for the High Court because we're coming for them next. Because anybody representing a legal fiction title is guilty of fraud. That means that police, policy enforcers who can only enforce rules, statutes, codes, legislation by your contract. See, this is the clever thing. That's why they gave you a license. If you have a license, however, you must pay your car tax and your car license and everything else, or your insurance, because you have contracted to them. They tricked you into thinking you need it in the first place, and now you have a license. You're acting as somebody operating a vehicle for goods and hire. So now you need your insurance and your tax and everything else. And even if you're under their plates, if your car's registered into the tax, you have given it away. Anything you register, you give away. Reggie is Latin for king. Anything you register, you give away to the crown. It's simple as that. Remove your consent to everything. That is why I can't get a voice on a public stage. That is why I can't get a truck across the middle of the street down there. When I was outside the GPO, we were surrounded in riot squad and paddy wagons the size of that bus behind me. For one little girl from Wexford. But everybody else is able to pull trucks across the streets and get thousands and tens of thousands of people. Because they don't want to hear what I have to say. Because there's nothing to gain. Nothing.
Hello, Sandra.
Ulster does not need to come united with anything. They are well able to govern themselves as people. Leinster is able to govern ourselves as people, as is Munster and as is Connacht. We do not need a hierarchy of people to tell us what we believe. And we don't need posters and signs and everything politicised to know what is right for ourselves. It's about time you start sitting. It's about time you start sitting inside of... Sorry lads, a minute please. It's about time you start sitting inside of your gut and ask yourself the questions. You won't need to be going out and saying this one is a shill and that one is a shill if you actually sat down with yourself and feel what feels right for you. You need to start trusting yourself, and that's why these people are out there causing divides, because they're running around like headless chickens waiting for a saviour. Oh, they thought Sandra was the saviour, now they realise Sandra's not the saviour. We move on to the next, to the next. These people are causing divides, are running around living in fear. They're looking for something, and they're going to live in fear forever, because there's only one way, and that is to stand up in your own 2 feet. You don't need somebody to tell you how to live your lives. What are you waiting for? Looking for someone for an election? An election into that Luciferian system. Listen, the Pindars control the top. In the Pindars, you have the Queen of Holland, the Queen of England and the Vatican. Then you have the Triangle, which is the Council of 13, the Committee of 300, and that's where all corporations go up through. The whole Bar Association protects that whole system, and these work for them. They work for them, not you.
There's only one law, and it's God's law.
The United Kingdom Corporation Limited registration number on Dun and Bradstreet 515721152. Members of Parliament registration number 217827830 on Dun and Bradstreet. House of Parliament Westminster registration number 217827830. Check this out for yourselves. Boris Johnson MP registration number 223280138. Police Service of Northern Ireland registration number 22747079. Keep this video saved. You might want to write these numbers down later when you go back for them after your contract if they trespass against you after this. The Garda policy enforcers are all trading as private limited companies under Dun and Bradstreet. All of their registration numbers where they're trading is here. They are not here to uphold the law, they can't. They have 60 million rules, codes, statutes and legislation that do not apply to we the people. We have 10 laws. You do not hurt, cause, trespass, cause hurt, harm, injury, loss or suffering. They can't even deal in crime in the corporate courts because they're only corporate bankers. That's why they go for the High Court if there was an actual criminal case. They cannot come near you. They cannot trespass against you unless they have sufficient evidence that you have committed a crime. You do not owe anybody anything because corporations can't own land. It's simple. These Dalradians who've been buying up the property up in the Sparrans trying to dig out our mountains for the gold and fill us with nuclear waste, they couldn't own the property. But we're about to push their hands out too. Let's see their signature. Let's see, can you own our land? Because they cannot. And that is why they're taking all the immigrants out of their country and diluting them all across the world. Because they cannot claim their allodial titles if they're not on their own land. That's what's happening here. All of our Irish people being out in Australia and Canada because they want them to go out. But see, when they try to come back in, there's a problem. Because they claim all their lands when they're not on their own native land. This is not about racism or anything else. This is what's claiming what's rightfully yours. I want to teach these people how to go back home and claim their title owners of their own land. All they need to do is get their land records from 1850 and they can claim back their own land the whole way back. These people here are taking their land by using their Cesti KV trust accounts, and that's all it is about. Everything is about your own Cesti KV trust. That's all it is. And when Tusla takes a child from their parent, mother, hate that word parent, stop using it, you're not parent. When Tusla takes their children away, they only can do it because they have a birth certificate, so they've given the children away. And the reason that they do it is because they can open both the mother's, the father's and the child's Cesti KV trust account. None of these people are here for your benefit.